My boyfriend, Ethan, accidentally started complaining about his underclassmen. Lily is so clueless. She can't even make a PowerPoint. Good thing I was there to help, or the poor girl would have cried. Though honestly, she's kinda cute like a little kitten. After his rant, I casually mentioned my own news. Really? Our department got this clumsy freshman who tripped over air today. I just took him to the hospital, and he sent me 99 roses. So cringy. But he's slightly hotter than you. Oh. And Ethan? I've got plans tonight. No Valentine's date for us. Ethan froze mid-bite, his chopsticks hovering over his rice. Brian snorted his soda, slapping the table. Dude, your babe is about to have a baby. I sipped my boba tea, typing rapid-fire replies between giggles. Ethan's face darkened when he noticed my flushed cheeks. He abruptly dragged me outside, lighting a cigarette with shaky hands. Hold on, I said, distracted by my buzzing phone. Ha! This meme's hilarious. Ethan slammed his cigarette into the pavement and snatched my phone. It's just a stupid pig sticker. What's so funny? It's called humor, I retorted, reclaiming my device. God, you're such a drag. Spit it out already, I am sweating out here. His jaw tightened. You're ditching me on Valentine's? For what? Already saw that movie. Gaming all night sounds way better. Ethan exploded. You're choosing video games over your boyfriend? I blinked innocently. Why not? Feel free to find someone else too. When my phone chimed again, I burst out laughing. OMG, this gif. I called out while walking back inside, ignoring Ethan's frustrated roar. During dessert, Lily wandered into our regular Chinese spot. Ethan perked up instantly. Brian! That's the clueless underclassman I told you about. Adorable, right? Brian glanced at me, smirk brewing. Yeah, she's cute. But buddy? He nodded at fuming Ethan. You're pretty adorably clueless yourself. After speaking, he burst into laughter, accidentally spraying saliva onto Ethan's face. Sorry. Man. Couldn't help it. My bad, I'm such a klutz. Let me buy myself a drink. He chugged half a glass of juice in one go. Ethan sighed, picking fruit pulp off his cheek before politely waving at the underclassmen. Fancy seeing you here for lunch. The girl flushed crimson, clutching her backpack as she scurried toward the ordering counter. She nearly tripped over her own feet mid-escape, prompting Ethan's features to light up with amused affection. Silly goose. He murmured fondly. Your laces are undone. With theatrical exasperation, he strode over and knelt to retie her sneakers into perfect bows. Keep your head up. Brian nudged me. Or someone might steal your boyfriend. I shrugged indifferently, following his gaze to where Ethan was now ruffling the flustered girl's hair. How do you even function? He teased. Wouldn't notice if your shoes flew off. Would you? Sorry for worrying you. Ethan. She squeaked, eyes glued to the floor. Go eat. He sighed, watching her join the cafeteria line. After agonizing moments, he suddenly snatched her cue number. Sit down before you spill everything. The girl stuck out her tongue but obeyed, plopping onto the bench behind him. I observed their antics impassively, far more intrigued by the lanky busboy refilling Ethan's chicken rice bowl with extra potatoes. My stifled chuckle caught the worker's attention. Ryan scratched his neck awkwardly, cheeks pinkening as I gave him a covert thumbs up. My phone buzzed, frowny face, unknown number. Does anyone actually prefer potatoes over meat? Weird. I typed, not weirder than my carnivore diet. Unknown number, meat's better. Smirking, I replied, don't forget ID tonight. Unknown number, bringing extra condoms. Before I could specify strawberry flavor, my phone vanished. Ethan loomed above me, grip tightening around the glittery phone case. He was scrolling through my chat history bit by bit. I didn't mind letting him dig through everything until he slowly started unraveling. His face paled. You've only had his contact for 2 weeks. And you've already texted this much? Seriously. Why'd you tell him every little thing, even that time ants stole your dropped ice cream? You actually used that as flirty banter? Ugh. Why'd you bring up my stuff too? So I had one off day, it's not like I'm always like that. I rolled my eyes. He scoffed, piecing it together. 80% of your chats are about me. Aren't they? You're just using him to make me jealous. Mission accomplished. Huh? By the end, he sounded almost convinced by his own theory. Leaning back with a cocky grin, he added, and that bit about bringing your ID and a few boxes? Bet you were just heading to a LAN party. Typical girl games, so predictable. Lily's not like that. Though. She's too naive for these mind games. Widening my eyes innocently, I corrected him. Nope. Wrong guess. We weren't gaming, we hooked up. His jaw dropped, ready to argue. But I yawned and cut him off. Sure. Whatever. Lily's the sweet angel. And the rest of us are scheming witches. Can I have my phone back? I need to shower. Ethan shoved the phone across the table, laughing bitterly. You're serious? I held his gaze, calm as he teetered on the edge of a meltdown. The shift clearly stunned him. After all, I'd once fought off his entire law school cohort to win him over, ripped up hundreds of love letters, broke multiple acrylic nails. To him, someone that obsessed couldn't possibly move on overnight. But this wasn't sudden. If he hadn't shattered me first, I'd never have mirrored his cruelty. They say love blinds men to their own flaws. So true. I spoiled him. Let crowds of admirers inflate his ego until he grew cold, chasing thrill after thrill with girls like Lily. Sophia before her. Olivia before that. He'd never cross enough lines for me to fully hate him, just endless flirting to feed his vanity. Exhausting. Disgusting. Yet part of me still clung to what we'd built. I'd invested too much to walk away easily. That's when Ryan reappeared. The nephew of the Hongmenji restaurant owner. I'd often seen him studying there in high school. Now a college freshman in my department. He'd started working shifts at the shop. One late evening, I stumbled into him alone behind the counter. He started adding extra chicken tenders to my order. And the flavor was way better than before. When I asked, he said it was his secret recipe. To get more of his homemade cooking, we exchanged contacts. Sometimes I'd have him deliver to my place, other times I'd drop by during his breaks. Before long, we became close. Honestly, at first I was just in it for the food. But after connecting online, I realized Ethan was actually fun, and weirdly, we kept bumping into each other. Every time Ethan stood me up, Ryan would magically appear nearby. So for the past 2 weeks, all the movies Ethan was supposed to watch with me, escape rooms we'd planned, arcade claw machines we'd talked about, and music festivals, Ryan ended up doing those things with me instead. As for what kept Ethan so busy, I only found out through Brian. Turns out he and Lily took some summer internship making $80 a day, working 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. just to edit PowerPoints. When I heard the pay, I nearly lost it. Everyone knows Ethan's loaded. $80 wouldn't even cover his sock budget. This was clearly about flirting with his precious underclassmen. Not financial responsibility or life experience. But unlike before, I didn't start drama. Ryan's presence somehow mellowed me out. While Ethan and Lily were grinding for pocket change, Ryan and I were out living it up, blurring weekdays and weekends. I'm no saint here, stringing 2 guys along. But hey, it takes 2 to tango. Ryan's happy to be my distraction, and I'll gladly play the villain. Life's short, you only live once. Right? Tonight, I'm ditching my boyfriend for a hotel with Ryan. What girl wouldn't jump at the chance with a 6'3" guy who's got 8-pack abs? A velvet voice. Can paint. Cooks like a chef. And looks exactly like my celebrity crush? By my math, this basically counts as sleeping with my idol. Ethan kept scrolling through my chat history with Ryan, convinced I was just trying to make him jealous. No point arguing, Ryan's shift was ending. I snatched my phone and bolted from the diner. But when I came downstairs later, freshly showered and perfumed, Ethan was waiting. Emily. Sure, I've been hanging with other girls, but I've never crossed the line. If you walk away tonight, that's cheating. You'll get dragged on the campus forum. They'd have burned witches like you in the old days. He grabbed my wrist. All fake concern. My mind was too busy picturing Ryan's, physique to care. Fine. You're perfect. I'm the devil. Post whatever you want, just use my April Woyoung photo shoot pics. Not those riverbank monkey-looking snapshots. If you really can't decide which photo to use, just text me beforehand and I'll take new ones for you. But I'm dealing with an urgent emergency right now and don't have time to argue. Can I properly apologize tomorrow? With that, I tried hailing a cab. Ethan blocked my path again, glaring at me furiously. You've got an urgent emergency with another guy on Valentine's Day? Who do you think you're fooling? He deployed his ultimate manipulative tactic, crossing his arms and turning his face away like some petulant house husband. If you leave now, we're through. I clicked my tongue impassively and slid into the taxi. To the motel. Please. Step on it. Thanks. When I woke at noon the next day, Ethan's face was finally absent from my field of vision. Instant relief washed over me. After a few languid stretches, I contentedly nudged Ryan off me before clutching my sore lower back to shuffle toward the bathroom. Emerging from my shower, I found Ryan scrubbing my lace panties and torn stockings at the sink. I'm so sorry, Lily, he rasped, cheeks pink as he hung the clean panties on a hanger. His fingers trembled over the shredded nylon. I should have bought spare stockings. Tears welled in his eyes as he examined the damage. I froze in genuine astonishment. This level of consideration was foreign to me. My ex Ethan would have considered it a miracle if I didn't have to wash his underwear, let alone this kind of tenderness. The contrast between lovers became painfully clear. One guy sticks to the same position for 30 minutes while another tries a dozen variations over 3 hours. Before I could formulate comfort, my phone lit up with Ethan's 17th call attempt, all lasting mere seconds before disconnecting. Ryan must have been declining them while I slept. How thoughtful. Prioritizing his lover's rest. My mental scorecard for Ryan gained more points. Hello? My voice emerged hoarser than Ryan's. I cleared my throat repeatedly before managing semi-normal speech. Ethan completely lost it upon hearing me. You actually slept with him? He roared, hyperventilating so badly his words tangled. How could you? You're supposed to be in a relationship. I hummed non-committally. So? Dead silence followed. I broke it first. Want the play-by-play? I could edit this into 30,000-word essay and send it to you. Only breathing sounds came through the line before the call disconnected with abrupt beeps. I shrugged helplessly, turning to meet Ryan's gaze as he attempted to mend torn fishnets. Sorry. Looks like you'll be starring in an erotic novel tonight. He remained unfazed, fingers still fumbling with the delicate mesh. Watching his intense focus, I sighed and approached. Stop fussing, these are disposable anyway. Snatching the stockings from his hands, I tossed them into the trash bin atop translucent latex remnants before gathering my things to head home. Ryan seemed about to speak, but I bolted out clutching my bag. The realization hit me at my doorstep. My phone buzzed with Ryan's message. Forgot these. Senior? They're still soaked. Want me blow dry them? Heat crept up my neck remembering last night's innuendos. After steadying my breath, I typed keep them and began drafting steamy scenes. He retaliated with a video, his towel-clad hips swaying as blow-dryer gusts rippled across damp lace panties. The terry cloth belt slipped lower with each movement, revealing sculpted V-lines until, snap, the towel fell open at the video's cliffhanger. My frustrated groan echoed as I replayed the tantalizing freeze frame. His honeyed voice arrived via voice note, all dry now. Should I deliver them? Before rational thought returned, I'd already agreed to meet him. Arriving downstairs 30 minutes later, I found Ethan fuming at our apartment gates. I've got a shift, Ryan announced with exaggerated courtesy, pressing a gift box into Ethan's hands. Please return these to Senior. Happy Valentine's. Like hell I will. Ethan chased the retreating figure before stomping back, shoving the box at me. He gritted out. Forgetting underwear now? Never had this problem when we were together. Silence stretched as I studied him. Where were the expected theatrics, the public shaming, viral campus posts? Or at least blocked numbers? This restrained irritation felt more unnerving than any outburst. The Ethan I knew would have weaponized humiliation. Not stand here radiating resignation. I cleared my throat, my words turning formal. I just forgot to get dressed in my hurry. Give me my things and go back already. Don't you have that part-time job today? You don't want docked pay. $80 buys a lot. Ethan forced a bitter laugh, adopting a pleading tone. Emily, I quit that job. Last night, I did a lot of thinking. I promised to spend this summer with you, but I've been neglecting you over $80. My fault. He stepped closer, palms upturned. My time's all yours now. Let's forget the past and start fresh. Okay? I closed my eyes for 3 full seconds. What fresh hell was this? I needed spiritual bleach for my ears after that word vomit. Who poisoned your oatmeal? Since when do you cell phone this hard? Got some new humiliation kink I should know about? Ethan blinked with Bambi-eyed confusion. I just don't want to lose you. These 2 years together. I've been faithful. Those girls from the athletics department? Lily? That was just to make you jealous. Wanted you to treasure me more. He began making grotesque puppy dog expressions, pouting, eyelash fluttering, full body squirming. My fight or flight instincts kicked in as he reached for my hand. Just angry? I sidestepped his grasp. Repulsed. Exactly. His voice gained manic confidence. You'd never really cheat. Emily. You're too proper. That hotel thing? Just sleeping, right? Teaching me a lesson like I did with Lily. I gaped at his delusion. How was he ignoring the hickey blooming on my neck? Since when did dating Lily turn him into this lobotomized simp? He advanced again, undeterred. Let's redo Valentine's. I booked a yacht. Go change, we'll celebrate properly. My heartbeat thundered as I backpedaled. Hard pass. Pulled an all-nighter. Exhausted. The momentary hurt in his eyes morphed into toxic positivity. Baby. I forgive you. Let's move past this. My disgust must have shown because he hastily added. Hear me out. Before I pulled up my phone gallery. Recognize this? I shoved screen captures in his face, tousled sheets. Defined abs. Compromising angles. Not your dick. Not your stamina. Not your flexibility. I tapped a video. Volume blaring. Remember how you bragged about memorizing my sounds? Compare. I flipped through the photos one by one for him. With each image, Ethan's face contorted further, his chest heaving like a bellows. Steam might as well have poured from his nostrils when he finally choked out. They're actually this big? Yep. I popped the pea triumphantly. Irrefutable evidence of my cheating. Time to break up and smear me all over the campus forum. Right? Before he could react. I performed the full breakup protocol in his face, deleting his contact, blocking him on TikTok, unlinking our accounts, kicking him off my streaming subscriptions. Every digital tether severed. Watch closely, I instructed as I nuked our photo memories and changed all my profile details. Oh. And here's a draft expose post if you need inspiration. Just remember no posting my photos without consent. When the last notification vanished from my screen, I walked away without glancing back. Post-breakup radio silence lasted weeks. No late-night texts from Ethan. No vengeful campus forum posts. My days became golden, waking at noon, devouring extra spicy chicken stews for brunch, losing myself in murder mystery games or cocktail bars until dawn. The peace shattered when Mrs. Thompson cornered me outside my apartment. We broke up already. I snapped before she could speak. No need to bribe me this time. The matriarch sighed, her designer handbag trembling. This isn't about driving you away. She produced a black card like a magic trick. 5 million. Take it and stay with Ethan. I barked laughter. Unbelievable. You Thompsons really have skin thicker than armor. Her manicured hand twitched but stayed grounded. He's not eaten properly since you left. Locked himself in that ridiculous gaming den. Her voice softened despite herself. His depression, it improved those 2 years with you. For that, you have my gratitude. Marry him if you must, no prenup required. Just walk away empty-handed if it fails. The card gleamed between us. Let's get this straight, I said, leaning into her personal space. Your son's misery is your problem now. Keep your blood money. Her composure cracked. For one glorious moment, I thought she might actually slap me. Then the mask of civility snapped back into place. Colder than ever. Rude and disrespectful. I don't know what Ethan even sees in you. What? Think it's not enough money? You should be grateful, this amount could last someone from the gutter like you a lifetime. I rolled my eyes at her, muttered whole family's idiots under my breath, and stormed into the braised chicken restaurant. By evening, my long-awaited post finally blew up on the university forum. Over 100 pages of comments dissected my entire life like a biography. Most accused me of being a gold digger who drained Ethan's savings on bags and makeup, only to ditch him for some broke guy on Valentine's Day, leaving him depressed and suicidal at home. Too bad his rant was all hearsay, no screenshots, receipts, or proof. Of course there weren't any. I'd never taken a dime from Ethan. Knowing the gap between our backgrounds, we'd only ever eaten at cheap diners near campus, caught matinee movies, split bills for escape rooms and karaoke, or waited for discount events. Predictably, his post flopped. The comments roasted him mercilessly, with girls even leaking their own DMs showing Ethan flirting with them. The mods deleted the thread within hours. 1 minute after it vanished, Ethan showed up at the restaurant door. He looked haggard, face puffy like he'd been crying nonstop. I chewed a piece of chicken lazily as he rasped. We need to talk, probably fighting a cold. I immediately shifted seats to put distance between us. The post wasn't me. My mom hired someone. It's gone now. I shrugged. Can't we fix this? Before I could answer, Ryan strolled out from the kitchen. He handed Ethan a glass of water, faux sympathy dripping from his voice. Here, senior. Hydrate, your lips look parched. Guess you're missing some action. Huh? Then he sauntered over to me, smirked, and slung an arm around my shoulders like a trophy. Lucky I've got someone to keep mine moist. Ethan chugged the water, climbed into his luxury car, and sped off without a word. The second his taillights disappeared, I shoved Ryan away. Thanks for the help lately. Oh, and about Valentine's, we're even. What happens stays there. See you around campus. I turned to leave, but his hand shot out, yanking me into the alley behind the restaurant. Somehow, he still smelled like lilac body wash despite hours in the kitchen. His next words froze me mid-step. Didn't realize my senior was such a heartbreaker. All that playing cute. And you still ghost me. His grin turned sharp. Guess I'll have to try harder. He pinned me against the wall with his elbows. Icy gaze burning into me. Did you know? Senior? His voice trembled with suppressed emotion. I scrub myself raw every night just in case you ever glance my way. But tell me, which professor taught you it's acceptable to kiss and grope your junior whenever the mood strikes? Then pretend nothing happened? Did no one warn you that underclassmen get addicted? One taste is never enough. My back stiffened against the cold brick as I threw his own words back at him. We had an agreement. You said you wanted to lose your virginity. I needed to make my ex jealous, one mutual favor. Since when do you get to change the rules? Should have hired an escort instead. Ryan's Adam's apple bobbed violently. For 3 heartbeats. I thought he might actually headbutt the wall. When he finally spoke, his breath ghosted over my lips. That line, it sounds familiar. My stomach dropped. He'd overheard me using the same excuse with Ethan during our late-night calls. Same script. Different ex. No wonder steam practically billowed from his ears now. Just singing with frat brothers. The lie tasted like sawdust. Brothers? Plural? Ryan's knuckles whitened against the brick. With sudden violence, he ripped off his apron and wreckaged me against the wall. Enough games. I've loved you since you started dating Ethan Thompson's sophomore year. Prayed nightly for your breakup. Hung around chem labs smelling like burnt cookies for 2 years just so you'd notice someone worthier exists. My jaw slackened. But when Ethan and you were still a high school junior. His laugh held broken glass. Chose this college. This major. These god-awful baking electives, all for you. Nearly failed AP calculus staring at your Instagram. You plotted home wrecking at 17? I whisper yelped. Tears glistened in his furious eyes. Keep your voice down. It's not like I left toothbrushes at your place. Just loved someone already taken. His forehead thumped against the wall beside my ear. Doesn't make me the villain here. As he spoke, his earlier bravado dissolved completely. Tears suddenly streamed down his face like rain, splattering on the ground. He crouched down, hugging his head in anguish, leaving me at a loss. Just then, the owner of the braised chicken restaurant came out to take out the trash and witnessed the scene. Hey kiddo. What's with the tears? Who's bothering you? Ryan kept his face buried in his knees, waving the man off without looking up. The owner smirked knowingly before disappearing down the alley. My phone buzzed with a message from Club Juniors, a video of them singing in a neon-lit KTV booth. Each shouting Senior Emily. Where are you? We're all waiting. Into the camera. I hastily locked my screen, only to meet Ryan's red-rimmed gaze. Don't leave me behind. He pleaded softly, vulnerability dripping from every word. I scratched my neck awkwardly. But I already promised. Rather than press further, he sprang up decisively. Then take me along. What's one more junior? His teasing grin made my ears burn as I reluctantly agreed. En route. Ethan's mother called again. I'm begging you, stop this madness. He's not been right since seeing you. Just tried jumping from our villa. If not for the low roof, her voice cracked. He's in the ER now. After 2 years together. How can you be so heartless? Letting your ex die for you? I laughed coldly at the absurdity. Auntie. I saved him from depression 2 years ago and got scars for it. Coming now would repeat history. Take him abroad, keep him away before he sees me happy with my boyfriend and tries jumping from actual heights. I blocked the number mid-sob. At the KTV, juniors swarmed me the moment I entered, joy and anxiety tangling in my chest given Ryan's recent confession. I forced a smile, grabbing maracas to join their off-key chorus. Bravo! I cheered weakly. Ryan materialized beside me as I sang, his warmth radiating through the inch between us. I can sing too, he murmured, breath tickling my ear. Before I could respond, he commandeered the touchscreen. When another junior approached with drinks, Ryan intercepted smoothly. "Senior's not feeling well." As the opening chords of a love ballad played, he snatched the second microphone. "This duet's my specialty. Want me to take the photo?" My arms are longer. The whole venue seemed to revolve around him. Seeing no available seats, I headed to the restroom. When I came out, I ran into Lily again, that clueless girl who'd been flirting with Ethan recently. But there was no trace of her former naive charm left. She now wore a bodycon dress, her signature braids replaced by cascading waves. With crimson lips and a plunging neckline, she looked like the kind of woman Ethan could never measure up to. Even I had to lower my gaze walking past that bombshell. "Senior's here too?" Lily checked her reflection while reapplying lipstick in the mirror. I mumbled acknowledgement and hurried toward the exit. Before I could leave, a deep male voice crooned "baby" from behind. Turning, I saw an Adonis pinning Lily against the wall, their mouths locked in passionate collision. When Lily noticed me staring, the guy nipped her lip in punishment. "Get lost," she spat, shoving him off. "I don't recycle trash." She strutted toward me, hips swaying. As she closed the distance, I blurted out, "You and Ethan never." Lily paused, then snapped her fingers. "Oh, the PowerPoint nerd with stubby legs? That's his name?" I choked out, "Yeah, proportions weren't his strong suit." She snorted derisively. "We never even hooked up. Wasted my hotel deposit on Valentine's Day. Guy spent 30 minutes calling Ubers instead of getting it up." I walked out halfway through. "How did you endure 2 years of that blueballing?" "Must have been torture." Her smirk turned predatory. "Heard you nailed Ryan. How was the ride?" "That face alone could make angels sin." "When you're done with him, send him my way?" My cheeks burned. With Ethan, I'd faked enthusiasm to keep the peace, naively thinking mediocre sex counted as relationship maintenance. But Ryan had shown me what real passion felt like. Lily's crude remarks only highlighted how much time I'd wasted settling. Ryan's not some toy to pass around. I deflected, escaping to the karaoke lounge. Ryan's baritone suddenly filled the room, a Cantonese classic I didn't recognize until the chorus hit. "Cold rainy night" reverberated with raw emotion. His voice cracking on the lyrics, "I stay by your side in the storm. Praying you'll see / my heart's not what it used to be / we're just going through the motions." For the first time, I noticed his white-knuckled grip on the microphone. When he growled the final line, "I dread seeing your back as you walk away," something in his haunted expression made my breath catch. The room erupted in cheers. But Ryan's eyes found only mine across the smoke. I could only smile bitterly at the raindrops outside, wondering how to explain everything. If only I had the courage to try. During the interlude, his intense gaze never left me. I flushed crimson under his scrutiny. Yet he merely chuckled. When he returned after his performance, Ryan headed straight to my side. This time I didn't retreat, leaving space for him. A flicker of triumph crossed his lips as he leaned close, the scent of whiskey mingling with his warm breath. "How was it, Senior?" His drowsy eyes held unspoken tenderness. "My cats can sing Cantonese ballads too. Want to come home with me and hear them?" "Cats?" I raised an eyebrow. "Of course," he replied without hesitation, suddenly mimicking a kitten's mew. His playful expression made me laugh despite myself. Before I could respond, the private room door swung open. Lily leaned against the doorway clutching a half-empty liquor bottle, instantly commanding everyone's attention including mine. Only Ryan remained focused on awaiting my answer, his fingers interlaced with mine. Lily's gaze swept across the junior boys before settling on me. "Enjoying yourself, Senior?" As I nodded, she continued with theatrical flourish. "Which one are you taking home tonight? Pick anyone you like. I'll settle for your leftovers as apology." My eyes traveled across the lineup of handsome juniors. Before I could speak, Ryan's grip tightened. "You'd actually choose?" he protested, glaring first at me then shooting Lily a warning look sharp enough to slice glass. Lily pouted playfully. "Seems senior's already claimed. Any volunteers to come with me?" Several hands shot up as Ryan pulled me into the rainy night. We walked 2 miles through downpour until my legs threatened to collapse. Only then did he hail a cab. At his apartment, a furry tsunami greeted us upon opening the door. I stumbled back, blinking until familiar feline faces emerged from the meowing crowd. Ryan guided me through the living room menagerie. "Remember?" He pointed to a one-eyed tabby. "You fed the stray outside my uncle's shop after those brats hurt him. Couldn't adopt him because of your family rules? So you visited daily." A calico rubbed against my ankles. "The parking lot princess, you'd leave meals for near storm drains when she hid." Twin gingers leaped onto the couch. "Your favorites, the siblings who survived poisoning. You cried for weeks." His voice softened. "Every cat you couldn't keep, I brought home. They all have names now." Suddenly, he turned serious. "When will you take me home too? Give me a permanent place in your life?" My throat tightened with emotion just as he blindsided me with the confession. All I could recall was how often I'd eaten at that braised chicken rice shop near campus during high school, so I kept running into Ryan from time to time. Back then he was in middle school, this fair-skinned, handsome boy with striking features. But I never expected him to neglect his studies just to stare at me and my cat all day. When he noticed my attention wandering, Ryan became even more direct. "Senior, I like you. I really, really like you." This was my first proper confession and I felt awkward, my voice turning uncharacteristically soft. "Why would you even like me?" Ryan pulled me down to sit beside him, handing me a cat as he spoke with casual confidence like my question was utterly ridiculous. "Is it so hard to imagine?" I stroked the cat's head, processing his words while he continued explaining, each syllable sinking into my heart. "Your eyes are beautiful with those long lashes. Your hair smells like morning freshness after you wash it. You look adorable in school uniforms but stunning in dresses. Long hair makes you elegant. Short hair makes you mischievous. And that's just the surface." His fingers brushed my wrist. "You're brave enough to confront thieves on buses and chase down dine-in dashers in crowded restaurants. You're strong enough to haul 2 suitcases across town alone so your parents wouldn't have to. Senior, if you want me to list every reason I fell for you, we'll be here all night. You're so amazing that I had to scheme ways to be near you constantly. Maybe I'm late to the party, but I can wait." My eyes stung unexpectedly. This was what real affection looked like: specific, thoughtful, overwhelming. I remembered badgering Ethan about whether he actually liked me or just surrendered to my very public pursuit. His non-committal answers always left me hollow. The contrast was brutal. When someone truly cares, you shine in their eyes every single moment. Facing Ryan's earnest confession, I found no reason to hesitate. Here was this younger guy who could charm birds from trees, cooked like a Michelin chef, sang like an angel, and treated cats like royalty. 6'3" with 8-pack abs. Endless stamina. Just the right amount of strength, sweet, obedient, and full of surprises. What exactly needed consideration here? Wasn't this the universe finally cutting me a break? Oh right. The clincher, he looked exactly like my celebrity crush. Sleeping with him would basically mean I'd slept with my idol. Close enough. "I'm in," I whispered, biting back giggles. Next morning, I found Ryan scrubbing my lingerie in the bathroom, puppy dog eyes already in full force. "I'm sorry, sis. I wasn't prepared enough last night. I swear I'll be gentler next time and keep your size stocked. Really didn't mean to leave you without clothes." His ears burned crimson as he stammered, unable to meet my gaze. I glided past him, glowing and deliberate. "Don't worry, You'll get the hang of it with practice. As I opened the fridge door, something else flickered in my mind. You're hilarious, Ryan. Seriously. Such a riot. My fingers trailed along the counter. That's it, harder. You've got no idea how starved I've been these past 2 years. I grabbed a Sprite and gulped it down like a fish gasping for water. When I turned around, Ryan stood inches away, his gaze molten and hands slick against my waist. I'm starving too, he murmured, breath hot on my neck. How about a few more rounds? I hooked my arms around his shoulders, grinning. Sold. Midway through, his teeth grazed my ear. Your little steamy stories stopping at 30,000 words is a crime. You know. Let me help you hit 100,000. Relief washed over me. 3 days until classes resumed. 3 days to burn through every last spark between us. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more exciting stories. And drop your thoughts on this one in the comments. See you next time.